How's it going, everybody? This is Dakota from the Techies World, and for today's video, I thought I would share my personal opinions on Apple's new MacBook Pro for 2016. As you may know, I'm a big fan of the MacBook Pro. It is, I think, one of the best computers in the industry. I love it, and I'm going to share my personal opinions based on what I've seen at Apple's special media event, which occurred on October 27th. Let's get started. The first thing you might notice about the new MacBook Pro is how thin it is. The new MacBook Pros are 14.9 millimeters thin for the 13-inch and 15.5 millimeters thin for the 15-inch. Not that it really matters in this class of a machine. The people who are going to be looking at the MacBook Pro, I don't honestly think they care about how thin it is. At least I don't. I just don't understand Apple's obsession with trying to make everything thin. I just don't get that. That's not really a gripe, it's more of a niggle about Apple, because I could say that about all their products. They have a thinness obsession, and I wish it would stop sometimes. The next thing about the MacBook Pro, if you look around it, is you might be tempted to say, well, where the heck is all my ports? Well, sad to say, Apple decided to call death to every single port that's ever been made. Instead, Apple decided to give you four Thunderbolt 3 ports, and basically Thunderbolt 3 basically rides on top of USB-C, so it technically is USB-C just with Thunderbolt 3 support. And also you get a headphone jack, which I find is a little contradicting, because didn't Apple say it was courage that we remove the headphone jack from iPhone 7? But yet you still included it in a brand new MacBook Pro model? No! To use this machine with anything, you have to buy this. This is known as the dongle adapter. And Apple is very fond of these stupid things. The dongle adapters are literally what is going to be your favorite accessory when you buy this machine. Now, I will say this about USB-C. It is the future. Every single computer and everything is going to go to USB-C. That's just a given. USB-C is going to kill every single port that has ever been made, and we're all going to shut up and we're going to deal with it. Live it, love it. That's just what it is. However, to remove ports on a professional notebook and replace it with all USB-C ports, I don't necessarily find that courage. I just find that to be idiotic, in my personal opinion. The market isn't really here yet for USB-C. USB-C is basically a baby. It needs time to mature. And I think Apple is moving way too fast with trying to adapt USB-C into everything. And I don't necessarily think this was a right move. I mean, yes, it will be the right move in the future, because as I stated, USB-C is going to be the future for all power and connectivity looking forward. To basically say a big F you to every single thing that you connect into your MacBook Pro today, I don't honestly think that was a very smart move, in my personal opinion. I think it could have waited another year or two. The market is still not there yet. It's still a relatively new standard. I can't justify myself spending hundreds of dollars worth of dongle adapters just to connect a flash drive, or to connect to my USB hub, or to connect my microphone, which I use the blue Snowball microphone here. I can't even use my Snowball mic to record the audio narration for my videos anymore if I use this machine. I mean, come on, Apple, what's the matter with you? They could have at least given us one USB Type A port. I mean, this wouldn't have been such a big deal if they would have done that, but I guess Apple thinks they're in the business to sell dongle adapters. Oh, and also, another very odd tidbit is you can't even connect your iPhone or iPad to this new Mac without a dongle adapter. This is Apple logic. Oh, let's kill USB Type A ports because it's antiqued, but let's continue to sell USB Type A cables for our iPhones and iPads. That's courage! Not really. Alright, the next thing you might notice about the new MacBook Pro is its new keyboard. This is literally the exact same keyboard that Apple is using for the 12-inch MacBook. It's Apple's what they call butterfly keyboard, which basically means that the scissor mechanism has been redesigned. Instead of using a traditional scissor, it's kind of shaped like a butterfly, and the keys actually are thinner. However, I have used this keyboard on the 12-inch MacBook, and it's awful. Just awful. It is like slamming your fingertips onto the top of your desk or something. It is very uncomfortable. There's literally no touch response. It is probably the worst keyboard I have probably ever used on any laptop. However, I will say this for the keyboard itself. The new backlighting system on these keyboards actually is a heck of a lot better. Because of the new backlighting system, we don't get all that light shining through the keys anymore. We get the light shining through to the character on the key, but it doesn't shine through to the actual keycap itself like it does today. So, we don't get that wasted, light from underneath the key anymore. But other than that, I can't think of any one good thing to say about this keyboard. I personally don't like it. As a matter of fact, I just more than don't like it. I just hate it. It is the worst keyboard I've ever used, and I don't think I could get used to it. Okay, the next thing about the new MacBook Pro is the touch bar. The touch bar is basically an OLED multi-touch panel at the top of the keyboard, and it basically says bye-bye to all those fixed-in-place function keys, and it's customizable. Customizable. This is a word we don't hear about Apple too often. They allow you to customize something. Think about that. The entire touch bar can be customized for your function keys, to different settings and different things with your apps. It is kind of a cool thing, but I find it more of a gimmicky feature. As a matter of fact, the touch bar is actually kind of similar to this thing. This is that heat-sensitive touch panel that Acer put on some of their higher-end laptops several years ago. And that was nothing more than a gimmick. I don't honestly know how useful and practical this thing really is, as more of it is eye candy. I think it's more of an, ooh, look at that sort of thing, rather than this is something that I absolutely need. I have not used the new MacBook Pro yet, but I do plan on going to my Apple store and trying it out here soon. Just by looking at it, and just by the demos that Apple gave, I don't honestly know how useful that's going to be. And then plus, I can only imagine the overall repair cost when that OLED touch panel fails and you have to have Apple replace it. Good Lord, shell out the money. However, with all the negativity aside, there actually is a few things about the new MacBook Pro I do like. First of all, the new display. The new display actually is much brighter, supposedly much brighter, and it's supposed to be a better quality display than what ships in the Retina MacBook Pros. Again, I've not seen this machine yet, so I'm only going by just what Apple has said. Retina display is, in my personal opinion, one of the best displays on any laptop probably on the market. To already improve on that is actually a really good thing. So yay Apple for improving on the Retina display. The next thing I do like about the new MacBook Pro is dedicated graphics across the entire 15-inch MacBook Pro line. This actually is another one of Apple's Back to the Future type things. I'm glad they did it. For the past 4 years, the 15-inch MacBook Pro has came in two different models. The lower end model only got you what is called integrated graphics, which is basically just the CPU and the GPU combined onto the same chipset, and it actually uses main system RAM for its graphics. While it's good on, let's say, a 13-inch MacBook Pro, I think for the people who are looking at buying a 15-inch model, they really want the dedicated graphics. You get much faster graphics performance, and you also get actual video RAM that's not taken away from your overall system RAM. And in order to get that, you had to spend, I think it's $24.99 to get the high-end 15-inch MacBook Pro with the dedicated GPU. Now, the 15-inch model comes standard with dual GPUs, just like my MacBook Pro here. This is a mid-2012 15-inch MacBook Pro non-Retina. This is the high-end model, 2.6 gigahertz, and this actually has dual graphics subsystems. It has Intel HD Graphics 4000, and it also has GeForce 650M with the 1 gigabyte of video memory. And now the Pros come standard again with dedicated graphics across the entire 15-inch line, which is a good move. I love that move. That is great. I love it. That is probably the best move Apple's made on the 15-inch MacBook Pro since making 16 gigabytes of RAM standard. Kudos to you, Apple. Okay, the next thing about the MacBook Pro I do like are the speakers. This has been a big thing with me. If you've been a long-time viewer of this channel, you know I've griped and complained before about the 13-inch MacBook Pro's just crappy sound quality. However, I can't vouch for this because I haven't heard it yet, but according to Apple, the sound system in the new MacBook Pro is much better. Thank God. And actually, look at the speaker grills. They're on the side of the computer where they belong. Speakers for laptops do not belong in the rear of the machine. So I'm glad that they finally did that. That was a change I was hoping that they would have done. So now the speakers supposedly on it are going to be a whole lot better. So hopefully we will no longer have to plug in external speakers to our smaller MacBook Pros anymore. Okay, and the next thing I will put in here, I guess, is the color options. I do like that space gray color. That actually is not a bad looking color, but just as I've mentioned before, I do like my silver color. You know, it's traditional and I like it. And hey, it actually matches your space gray iPhone. I just hope they don't come out with a rose gold MacBook Pro. I don't think any professional is going to be all that hooting and hollering about carrying around a pink laptop. I know I wouldn't. Alright, so to sum up guys, the new 2016 MacBook Pro, what are your comments on it? Do you ultimately think that Apple's moving way too fast with USB-C? Do you think it's the right time to do this? Are you willing to say goodbye to all of your ports and say hello to dongle adapters? Or do you still think it needs time to vet out, and do you think Apple kind of made a boo-boo with doing this? But let me know what you think. I just hope that by the time I have to buy a brand new computer, USB-C will have taken over the world, and you know, we've all gotten over our port envy and everything and all that stuff. And if that's the case and I start owning USB-C stuff, then I don't know, I might go for it, I might not. But again, we'll see how that happens in due time. But as of right now, I will not be buying one, simply just because I don't own anything with USB-C. I'm not willing to spend hundreds of dollars on dongle adapters quite yet. If you want to buy one, more power to you. I'm not here to tell you that you can or can't. It's your money. It's your life. You can do what you want. But my advice is just spend your money wisely. That's my advice. That'll do it for this video. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from the Techies world, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. And also, check out the website as well, and also all of the social media accounts. I will post the links to those in the video description down below as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.
Do it like my Nike shots, getting sticky in the back. Lollipop, I don't pop, I don't drop, I don't game. Fully automatic lyrics pumping through my brain, it's the same.